Hello, everyone. Welcome in or welcome back to Midnight Morning Readings. Thank you for viewing me today. We are here to do your general reading for the month of September for the sign of Gemini. And so we're going to get started, see what your overarching energies are for the month, and take a little bit, taking a deeper dive. So in the bottom of the deck for your overarching energies, we've got co-create, never-ending story, and all that glitters. So the never-ending story really is a card that comes out that really talks about going in circles and just continuing to do the same thing over and over and over. And you're ready for a change. You're ready to do something different of some sort. But I feel that the change has already taken place. And I'm feeling a stuck energy that might be coming in, but we're going to take a little bit deeper dive. That maybe you didn't think the grass wasn't as greener on the other side, maybe. Not that you're unhappy, but it's not everything that you thought it was going to be. But we'll see. All right, strongest energies. Thank you. Thank you for Gemini. Strongest. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the yin. Co-create is on the bottom of the deck, and it's not for you. And you're just not feeling it. And that's okay. Just because, you might have felt like something was for you, but now it's kind of not, or it's just not fitting into your lifestyle or something right now. That's okay. The bigger message that Spirit wants to say is, we have to take those chances, right? We have to take a chance sometimes in order to figure out what we don't want or who we don't want in our life, however that may resonate, right? So when you're looking at things, it just may have turned out to be a little, it was fun. It's something I might want to do once a year or a couple times in my life. It's not something I want to do every single day for the rest of my life. Maybe it needs to be more of a hobby instead of a career. It needs to be more volunteer than it needs to be work. It needs to be, maybe it was going with a mission group, for to the Congo or, something to that effect. And you're like, yes, I want to do more type of work like that, but I don't want to necessarily do it in the Congo, right? So it's just, you're still trying to navigate what this decision is and how it's resonating for you. Because we got time for a nap, soulmates, and the observer. And a lot of times, when we're looking at, these energies, you're really sitting there trying to figure out, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to be with? But at the really base or the heart of it all is you really got to figure out who you are yourself before you can actually figure out what you want or whom you want in your life. And sometimes it can become very overwhelming and very, very much just almost to the point that it's exhausting. And I feel the Spirit is coming in and saying, you know what, don't try to rush it. Just because you may not feel it right now doesn't mean that it's not working, that it's not going to be for you, that it's not the right path. And you need to give yourself time, a time to take a break, and you've got to give yourself a little bit more slack, and you've got to give yourself time to be flexible, as you are navigating through this. But as you keep looking, I mean, you've got a lot of the same colors, same energies that continually want to flow through you, that want to continue to lead you down this path. And Spirit is saying you're not on the wrong path. You're just having a real deep time right now figuring out who you are and where you want to be. So don't sit there and say the clock is ticking, like I have to do this, I have to figure this out, I have to do it now, because now is the time for you to really figure out who you are, what you want to do, where you want to be, and get that inner deep knowing. This is more about exploring yourself and really getting to know who you are to you. This isn't about involving anybody else. This isn't about what anybody else thinks or feels. You are on a journey right now of self-discovery to find your true, authentic self. And that is the path that you are on right now. And the path that you are on, the vision that you thought the path was going to be is very different than how it is turning out for you. And I feel that's where some of this frustration is, Gemini, that you're going through. And you're having a hard time maybe articulating or communicating the struggle that you might be feeling right now to some other people. And you're just feeling this overwhelming frustration. But let's keep looking in and seeing what maybe some of these challenges and obstacles are that you're facing, and how in the messages Spirit is sending through to overcome them. Tear down the walls of your heart, feel the power of your ancestors, and leave your usual social circles behind. So part of this that you're going through is also dealing with loss that you have had in your past life. And maybe it was a parent, a loved one, and this maybe necessarily isn't something that has happened in the recent, say, 3 to 6 months. This could be something that has happened 6 years ago. And it was such a significant um, loss or change in your life. And the loss doesn't necessarily mean death. It just means the ending of something. So it could be a divorce. It could have been, your own personal divorce. It could have been, your parents' divorce. It could have been a death of a very cherished loved one. Whomever it is, maybe you picked up and you moved away from anybody and everybody that you knew to completely start fresh. Whatever it is, there's a significant time that has taken place in your past, and it's affecting how you're going down this path that you're on right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this is relaying as far as obstacles and challenges for you, Gemini. And let's see if we can see what's going on. But I really feel there's something that is in your past. Hold on. That has led you to where you are on this path today. But we'll keep. All right. Challenges and obstacles. Thank you. Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, you have re-energize in the natural world, a surprise is coming, and a new partnership. And here again, leaving your social circles behind. So there's something that is in there that is about this this energy that really started to flow around you. This, that it's not for you. This isn't you. This isn't you. You're not feeling like you're in your right skin. You're not feeling like this. It's just not flowing. It's not letting the energy flow through you very well. And being an air sign, Gemini, you need the freedom to be able to explore, to, shift with the wind and how it changes, and just be able to be more free, and that having that flexibility. And it's holding you back from meeting people or interacting with people because you just feel like you're just stuck in this same old routine. But at the same time, you're you know what you want. You don't know how to get there, but you know where you're at now doesn't feel right. You're not right there. And so new strategy is required. So thinking about this path that you're on, this is really where spirit is saying here's the path that you're on, but but how you've gotten here is directly related to this significant point in time in your past. And until you can really come to terms with how that made such a pivotal point in your life and why it did, you're going to continue to be stuck. So, really going back and either revisiting that grief or revisiting the reason why that change happened or why it was such a pivotal is going to be key to you moving forward. Because the first card that flew out that was very, very significant that came out is Enter the Temple of Truth. And this is the whole heart. I feel this is the crux of the message that Spirit is sending through to you right now is you've got to have a coming to self conversation with you. You have to be honest. You're not being honest with your true self. And there's this nagging, this feeling that is in the back of your mind that just says, this isn't right. It's not me. I just don't feel comfortable in my own skin. And until you can have that coming to truth conversation with yourself, you're going to continue to feel this stuckness that you're in, because I feel that this is a major changing point in your life, Gemini. There is something that is major that is transforming right now. I feel that that what happened in the past was a tower moment, but this is also the pivotal point from that is taking place. And I feel like we're going to take a peek into your recent past messages, and it's going to shed some light on exactly how this all transpired to get you into your current messages. So on the bottom of the deck, you have a long journey. And remember I said earlier, like, this is something that took place a long time ago. This isn't something that just took place 3 months ago. You're talking 3 years, 6 years, 15 years, something when you were 3 years old. However that resonates, but whatever it is, this particular point in time, you know it and you feel it. And there's some unresolved business or some unresolved feelings or emotions or something that is there that you need to address, because it has put you on this journey, on this path that you're on. And I'm now being told that you now have the upper hand, so to speak, where you have always felt like you were the victim. So in reality, as you're moving forward with this, we're going to see these past messages, but really it's talking about you don't have to continue to be the victim in somebody else's story, because it was never yours anyway. So it's really just looking and saying it's time to figure out how that became the turning point for yourself and how it's affecting you today. So we're going to go ahead and see what other messages were coming in for you. All right. Thank you. Most recent, thank you. Most recent past, thank you. The bottom of the deck, you have rest and retreat. You also had time for a nap that came out in your overarching energies. And much needed escape, planting seeds that also came out. And, you know, much needed escape, rest and retreat, and planting seeds. And, you know, the dandelion, when it's planting seeds, this is also known as the wish flower, right? Because when the dandelion finally turns to the flowering seed, you can blow on it and make a wish and let the wind take the wish, you know, for you. That's there. And there was a lot there was a lot that happened in your past, but what has led you up to this point is that pivotal turning tower moment that happened to you in the past. But I feel like it's almost been, you've been living through carrying that with you this whole time, and you're really saying it's not me, it's this isn't it isn't it, and you've been living for something else, or living because something happened, not necessarily forgiveness. It's almost as if you feel guilty, like there was something that happened and you need to forgive yourself. You've got to find your authentic self, because you got home matters, freedom to move, and safe and secure. And when the home matters and the safe and secure come up together, you felt there, that point in time, you actually felt safe, that it was, you felt secure. Maybe you were young and innocent, and everything was, it was home, it was security, it was perfect world, and you could do what you wanted. And it was almost like overnight something shifted, and you had to take responsibility for something that you had to step up to the plate almost overnight. And so, your last card that you got is messages from spirit. And the red cardinal, it's always been recognized as a symbol of spirit, whether it is one of your spirit guides or it is a spirit from somebody that has passed on, that is coming for you to recognize, hey, I'm still here, I'm still with you, I'm still following you, and using that as a sign to really encourage that, there's still hope, there's still love, there's still that connection that goes in there. And you've been working through this past time period that has put you on this path that really, when you look at it holistically, it has really helped to bring you to who you are today. So now it's gotten you where you are today. Now it's almost as if I'm feeling it's, you need to become who you are. It's, those were the pavers, the foundation to build who you are. Now it's your turn to step up and take this. You don't have to keep carrying that stuff with you. It has built the foundation that has made you who you are, but now it is time for you to continue to move forward to become your authentic self. That was a very, very, I don't want to say hard message, but it's, I feel that it's a very complicated one to those that this message is resonating with. It's been a very complicated path that you have been on. So let's see what your current messages are. Forgiveness. Geminis, look, I'm telling you, I don't know what's on the bottom of these decks, and I just told you, you need forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself for something, or forgive someone for something. And maybe it's both, in order for you to move forward. This is the point in time that you are at right now, is doing that forgiveness and truth. You had your right here in your challenges and obstacles was enter the temple of truth. And in your current messages, here's the truth card. You have to have a coming to Gemini conversation with yourself. You have to come to a conversation with yourself about what is really going on, and, almost claim your victory, claim yourself, and say, I am not the victim. I am not going to let what happened in the past dictate who I am anymore going forward. It helped build me to who I am, but I'm not going to continue to let it run my life, dictate my life as I'm going through this. And you know that that's what you need to do. It's hard. It's hard. It's a very, very, you're overcoming your own self. And that is going to be the hardest battle that you're going to have to deal with. So as we're looking, let's see, other messages for Geminis. Thank you. Current messages. Thank you. Anything else for Geminis? The bottom of the deck, new beginnings. And this is the point that you're at. This is the fork in the road, Gemini. You have come to the point to where you have walked a very, very hard, very difficult path, and it is time for you to move forward. It's time for new beginnings. It's time for the success. And it's time, you know, for you to seize opportunity that is in front of you. And this has all presented itself to you. You know what you have to do. You know where you're going, and you're no longer going to let the past, you know, continue to make you feel the victim as you're going forward, because you're coming around and you're saying, you know what, it wasn't my fault. It isn't my fault. And I'm tired of carrying around this burden or this guilt or this grief for it, because everything is meant to happen for a reason. And it's time for you to take things by, you know, the bull by the horns, so to speak, and move forward. And it's time for you to really figure out how you're going to move forward. And for some of you, it's a career shift. It's changing completely. It's completely going into a totally different career. You might be an accountant, and now you want to go to become a school teacher or something. You want to do for you at this point in time, because there's happiness, there's action, and there's wisdom. So there's always things that we can learn from the past. So the big point that you're at is, what has it taught you to get you to where you are today? And how are you going to use that to move forward as you are looking to bring in your own happiness and to you know, create a future, you know, that's positive and enlightening. There's potential and there's power. There is power in grief. There is power in your past that you can use to have new beginnings, to start a new life, to move forward. There is so much. You have so much ability to do so much. You are to the point now to where you are no longer letting the past dictate your future. That is the point you're at right now, Geminis. All right. So now we know what has gotten you to your point in time today. So we're going to take a quick peek and we're going to see what your incoming messages are. And you have worry, help is on the way, perseverance, trust. Here comes trust and truth again. It is Gemini, change is scary. If change were easy, people would do it all the time. But you have been in this mode of operandi for such a long time. You have followed this same path that, you know, changing and going forward and giving forgiveness and accepting apologies and forgiveness it can be hard, but it can be very, very peaceful. Because once you have come to terms with that and you have forgiven and you no longer are angry, you're no longer sad, you're no longer hateful with that, and you do that, then you actually turn around and you're like, okay, I'm good. You know, it's because you let it go with love. And that is the best kind of peace that you can have for yourself. All right. So incoming messages for Gemini, please. That one just flew out. Thank you. Bottom of the deck is pause. And remember, you had, you know, the peace and taking time for a nap and, you know, just relaxing. And sometimes you've got to take that deep breath. You've got to sit there and and really just inhale deeply and get yourself grounded and really work for that, because taking that first step can be very difficult. So I mean, here you've got on the bottom of the deck, you've got pause, take the first step, and maybe you have to be the one that reaches out, even though you are not there was no fault. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe somebody is angry at you and has nothing to do with you. You're just the place of blame. You have to be the one to take the first step. You're not alone doing this, because because forgiveness is going to be the key, but you are on the right path. You are on the path that you were meant to be on, that you were meant to do as you are moving forward. So don't sit and think, this is all something that is easy, that this is going to come, just overnight, because this didn't build itself up overnight. You're asking for, you want direction for change, to be able to move forward. And the first card that flew out is let go. And that's the big message, that is coming in, is let go, forgive, move forward. Let the anger and the hatred and the animosity, just let it go with love. Ask for forgiveness, give forgiveness, come to peace and terms with things. Once you do that, then you are going to recognize the strength that maybe this situation has given you. It has made you stronger than what you actually felt like you could ever possibly imagine you could be. And be grateful for what it has given you to make you who you are today. But none of this change is not easy. But the first step comes by giving forgiveness, either to yourself or to others, or both, and then have that letting go before you can make those first steps. Wow. Very, very powerful message coming through for Spirit. So we're going to get a card just to see, a couple of message cards for how this message may be resonating with some of you. It's very possible that this was, set you on a career path, and, and you're scared about the next, coming in with everything that was there. And, so we're going to just get a couple of message cards here, get our final messages from Spirit before we get our final at the end of the day. So the message that they gave you, and I love this card, is Tracks to Triumph. And we've talked about you being on a path this whole reading of where you have come. And it's like full steam ahead with goals. Stay on track to victory. Focus on building momentum, progress, drive, ambition. This is what the message has been for you through this entire reading, Gemini, is the path that you are on. You are ready to move forward. It's just taking the time to figure out where you've been and come to terms. Remember, have a, coming to Gemini conversation. You've got to come to that inner truth about what has happened, what is, and how you're going to move forward with everything. Okay. So let's get another clarifying message. And they gave you Godspeed. You are right where you need to be in divine timing. This is just confirming what the message that has come through. You are right where you're meant to be. This path has been difficult that you've been on. But again, what has happened has made you who you are today. So let's get some final message from Spirit. Messages from Spirit that helps tie this whole thing together for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pardon me for a second. Several of them flew down on the floor. Okay. So you got the Six of Cups, the Death card, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is very, very much, we've been talking about this through this whole time, is about, transforming. This has been, you are at a point in time to where you have been coming to the end of something. You've definitely got new beginnings, new things that you are starting as you are moving forward. And it's time to come to terms with the past and let it go very lovingly, because this transformation that you have been that you have gone through has definitely led you to where you are today, but it is not going to continue to lead you where you're going any longer. And it's just been, it's time to, look at the past and look at things that have happened and really continue and look at the good things that came out of the situation, because it has definitely helped to make you who you are today. Because here's the Ten of Swords. This is the ending. So this paired with, with the Death card, in the tarot, this is talking about, this is the ending of something, because it's making way for something new. And the Death card is a very positive card, actually, in the major arcana, because it talks about something coming to an end so something new can be born. Right? And it's definitely, it has that phoenix energy. It's just, it's time to do this, because, the Ten of Swords talks about the completion of a cycle. It talks about the completion of this struggle that you have been through as you are moving forward, because you've got, the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords that are coming through. And so a lot of this sword energy that is coming through is very matter-of-factly, like very much, I'm done here and I'm pushing forward and I'm moving forward. And, I don't care, because if you look at this particular, the Six of Swords that's in here, you're seeing that they are walking through the shark-infested waters. The little girl is looking behind her. She sees the shark and they are moving forward, and they're just like, you can't touch me. Like, it's done. It's done. And the final card that they gave you is the Lovers in reverse. Okay? This is the confirming message from Spirit that you are no longer letting the past dictate the future. Okay? You are no longer choosing to let what happened in the past decide how you are going to live your life as you are moving forward. You are going to be your own person. And that is what, the Lovers in reverse is talking about. The Lovers in of itself is talking about choices that we all make, that we've made, and it's the consequences of those choices that are there. And this is talking about, when it comes out in reverse, it's talking about a choice or decision that has, something that has happened that is in the past, and you are still in the throes of that decision even today. And it could have been something that you did last week or 10 years ago, but it's going through. But it's definitely, it's that pivotal point, that pivotal change that you have made that is moving forward. But if you look, you have definitely gone from, from left to right. Is, here was the choice, the Lovers in the past, and you finally have come in and you're making these changes, and now you are at the point, you are done. You are at the end of this as you are moving forward. And it's scary. Change is always scary, and it's hard, and it's never easy. But you're ready, Geminis. You are finally ready to say, I'm done. I know what I need to do, and I'm moving forward on that, because I'm tired of not feeling like I'm in my own skin. All right. Final message from Spirit for you before we say goodbye for this month. Final message. Final message. There we go. Final message is, life is a dream within a dream. So a dream is what you make of it. And a dream is something you can control. You can control the outcome. You can control, how you navigate yourself through that dream. And this is really just confirming and just saying, you know what, you've made the decision. This is the path you're going on. This is your dream, your idea, your path. This is what you want to do. You're not letting others dictate it for you any longer. Very, very powerful message for you this month, Geminis. I hope it helped. I hope it uh, resonates with you. And I'd be grateful if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Feel free to share comments. Let me know how this message resonates with you. All right. We will see you back here next time, Geminis. Take care.